So next we're going to take a look at doing the reports. Now there's two types of reports. There's an area length report and a takeoff report. With the area length report, you can come in here and select the objects that you want to report on. So we're going to just take a look at the utilities. Now I can do this by going to options and I can select different methods. I'm going to select by layer in this case. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the storm sewer, the sanitary sewer, the catch basins and the manholes. So we'll come in here, we'll pick our catch basins as well. So I'm picking the layers that this information resides on. I'm going to grab my electric, my gas, and my water lines. Okay. So when I select those, it picks up all the information on those layers. So I'm selecting by layer. I can choose what I want, whether I want specific categories of area, length, counts, or all. So we'll just do all categories. And I can choose whether to load this in an Excel spreadsheet or save as a CSV or display in a report. So let's do the Excel file and I'll click OK. It's going to generate a report and it's going to list the information that you see that's been on those layers. So here it's listing my ductile iron sewer line, shows you my length and my slope length. It's showing you all the sewer manholes and the storm catch basins. It shows you the name of each basin. So here I've got a couple 2C 6-foot throats with, and then others are 10-foot throats. The water service, the gas line, and the power service. All right, so it's selected and it's actually creating linear information for that. Now, if I also wanted to, I could do a report. Let me close this, and let's add in. So I've already got those still selected. So I'm going to go back to my area length report. They're still selected. Let's go ahead and add in one more layer. All right, so I'm just going to hold my control key down and we'll just pick the curb here. So we're grabbing that curb line. And let's do the report view. All right, so I can show it the details or show layer summary only or select the details. So if I say show all details, we'll show you what the report looks like in a report view. So again, from the report view, I can also export this out as a Excel file or a Word document. So this just breaks it down, puts a header on it, shows you the information with a legend for the color, gives you a total length, total area, so it's counted the 4 objects. As it goes down, it starts to break them out. So here's all the curb information that's unnamed. Okay, but then you can see here I got sanitary sewer manholes. I got 5 of those. I've got in this case a sanitary sewer line. All right, so it's giving me the total length. The drainage manholes, I got 2 of those. So again, this just gives it a different report. It breaks it down into each segment. Each pipe is a different length, like total number of valves or catch basins in that case, and then your total length on your water service lines. Okay, so again, just another way to look at it, but it reports out whatever you select as far as the layers go. When you do the takeoff report, you don't have to select anything. You just go ahead and do the takeoff report. You set up some of your parameters. We'll talk about area of interest in a following video. Here I can account for the shrinkage and bulkage. So I'm assigning what my native material is and what my borrow material is. And that comes from our material site improvement manager. And then I can also choose what type of report. So if I do a explanatory report, it's going to explain give me some more details versus a concise report. I can also launch Excel as well. And then here there's some other options. So you can turn on and off some of the properties, like how the header is displayed, what's showed, what's not shown, what information is displayed. If you don't want to show cost, hide the cost. I'll show cost. I'm going to show everything just to give you an idea of what's available in this report. And then you just come in and you turn off what you don't want to see when you run a report. I'm going to click OK to those settings, and I'm going to click OK to this. Now what's going to happen is it's going to rebuild my surfaces. So this may take a few minutes. Depending on the detail of your site and the size of your site. But what it's going to do is going to create another surface. It's going to take the thicknesses of the materials I identified in my site improvement areas, and it's going to lower them and create another surface, another finished design surface, but with the subgrade adjusted. So it's actually creating and basically the holes for the engineered materials that I'm going to bring back in. So the finished design with subgrade adjusted is the one that you actually want to create your cut fill map with. It's the one you want to do and calculate your cut fill volumes with. So for your mass earthwork, that's the surface that we're looking for. So by starting with a finished design and working from there, we can drop it down, and the software actually drops down for us. It automatically does it based on the thickness of the materials that we assigned to these areas, where we put in the pavement layer and the grading layer, the aggregates, the gravel layers and the sod and the topsoil replacement as well. So it's actually going to remove these areas, lower them down, create the sub-design surface. As you can see, it does take a few minutes, so we just want to let it work through, and you just want to be patient with it. And then what it'll do is it'll come up and it'll generate a report. In the report, again, it's going to be a multi-page report. You can step through it, you can save it as an Excel spreadsheet, whatever. So by turning everything on, it gives me a very good explanation of what I have. It's showing me the surfaces that it's using for comparison. It's then breaking it down and showing me my native versus my borrow, shrinkage and haulage values. It's showing you the materials that are on site, so it shows you how much available cut I have, how much the loose haulage is, and how much compacted fill is supplied. So after I pull this out and compact it, when I recompact it, I'm going to only have that amount of material. So it's doing it for the entire site, so you can see it's about 159,000 cubic meters, or cubic yards, sorry. And there's these colors mean something. They're actually showing you your deficit versus your borrow pit. Okay, so you've got information that you can look at. A little explanation of what's happening here. So if I go back to here, I've got my available cut, my loose haulage, my compacted fill, my required compacted fill, and it's showing you my deficit, and then my loose borrow as well. All right, because again, I'm not accounting for or putting in a value for the haulage. So if I did, then this number would increase, because the volume would increase typically on the expansion of your material. So if I go next, you can see it breaks it down, shows me each individual site improvement and the subgrade adjusted information for those, the volume and the planimetric area. If I go next, again, more details of the site. I can come in here and shows you the topsoils for the entire site. Again, more hauling information. Here's the bank density, loose density. Again, just give me a legend of what I have. Go next. Then it starts breaking it down into your area-based site improvements, your building pad, your landscaping areas. So here's my topsoil. Shows you the information in the pond and the islands around the building. So again, breaking it down into more detail. Here's my pavement category. So I've got my concrete, my compactor pad, my loading dock, my travel lanes, my parking areas. So it's showing you each layer of material as well. So it's showing you how much it is. And if I put in numbers or cost associated with this, then I would get individual costs for individual material. So what my tack coat's going to be, and so on and so forth. All right, so again, you can get a pretty detailed report from this depending on what you're looking for. As I move down, I got length-based site improvements. So here's my gas line, my power line, my sanitary sewer, and even my different types of storms pipe for both 15, 18, and also my 24. Also showing me how many sticks I have. Again, if I put a price in my material site improvement manager, I would get a procurement cost as well. All right, so again, just showing you all the details. My count base, how many catch basins. Again, I could put a value of what those cost. So rather quickly, I could get a, as I work through this project, I'm going to be able to get a bid price summary of what it's going to cost to build this particular project. And because I've done all the work from the beginning, I've got the same project, and it's just a matter of working through the entire site design within Business Center. So again, breaking it down, if I look towards the end, I've got summaries, breakdown of each material. All right, so pretty detailed report, and here's a total cost summary for the project. So that's the reporting aspect of the software or of Business Center. Again, it's really just setting up your surfaces and setting up information on a proper layer. having it properly categorized, and then running your report. So again, can be a complex, or we could just do a very simple one as well. But this just, again, is going through the entire workflow of a project from start to finish. In the next couple videos, we'll show you some additional functionality here where we can accommodate, we're going to look at areas of interest as well as over excavation.